Hi Sagittarius, I'm Chris. Welcome to the House of Light and Shadow and welcome to your October reading. Now Sagittarius, coming into this, connecting to your energy, man, you guys have a lot of energy right now. A lot. Like waterfalls worth of energy. And part of the reason for that is because right now we have until the rest of the end of the year, your ruling planet Jupiter is in your sign. So from now until the end of the year, Sagittarius, big time to make things happen. Big time to do. It's like your energy is getting healthier, your energy is getting stronger. And I think what's been happening, Sagittarius, it's like you've been finding a real deep sense of self-worth. It's as if you've been going down deep inside of yourself and you discovered like this, the image I kept getting was like you have this cavern in your center that you discovered is full of jewels and diamonds and crystals. There's such a connection right now to self-worth for you guys. What I'm also feeling though coming into this is that the universe is presenting you with, I want to talk about a lot of energy, Sagittarius. Central card for the month is the Eight of Wands. So what I feel like right now, guys, is that the universe is presenting you with a lot of options. You might have had experiences where you thought something was going to work out that doesn't, or where you got a red flag where you needed it. Sagittarius, right now, what it's saying is that you have an option to make choices. You have an option to make choices that are going to better you, that are going to push you forward into the next phase of your life. And with the Eight of Wands coming out in the center of this reading, guys, it's like what I said in the beginning, it's crunch time. It's time to get that fire moving and flowing. Sagittarius, it also feels like here with the Eight of Wands is that there are moves that need to be made. Things that maybe you've been holding off on, things that you've been waiting to see what the outcome was going to be. But again, guys, I think that you're getting messages loud and clear right now. You're seeing red flags. You're seeing things that, again, you hoped would work out a certain way that haven't been. You're knowing what to let go of. Like this energy right now, we're in a month of an air sign, and we're in a month where all of these eclipses that these retrogrades that we've been dealing with all year are now over. We have a little Mercury retrograde at the end of the month, but with regards to Saturn and Jupiter and Mars and all these planets that have been retrograde, Mercury is no sweat. So with this card, guys, what moves are we having to make right now? It's like you're being pushed. It's like you're being like, it's like here you guys go. You want this, or 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 you want this. Sagittarius, you have these options now. And the question is for the month of October, for the rest of 2019, is are you going to take on the responsibility that is necessary, the responsibility of self, right? Of saying, I'm going to make changes, I'm going to act, I'm going to do. I'm going to make these moves. I'm going to make choices that put me in a better situation. Sagittarius, I'm not so sure. Eight of Swords coming up in our ideals, guys. There's still so much limitation. I think there's so much you're holding out on. It's like with these two cards, we have two eights here, guys. And it's like we're getting close to the end. It's like we're becoming aware with the eights, right? We're being allowed to move or not to move. And this is the choice you guys have. This is the choice you guys have. Are we moving? Are we acting? Are we making decisions? Or are we telling ourselves that things will change that we know are not going to change? Are we letting ourselves ignore red flags and stay stuck? Because maybe we're still hoping. Look, something I wrote down. It's kind of funny, guys. Something I wrote down as I was meditating on you guys. Let's be optimistic, but not naive. And this is why. This is why I wrote that. Let's be optimistic, but not naive. Let's stop holding on to the idea that things will change because you want them to. That this person is going to change. That you're going to start getting the validation you want at your work. That, your living situations are going to improve. Sagittarius, your question for this month is, are you going to move and be honest and go with the communication that you've been getting? Go with the signs, the flags, the way the universe has been showing you what's what. The universe has been showing you, Sagittarius, what the deal is. The universe has been telling you, nah, don't go that way. This way is disastrous. This way is destructive, and you know it. But what is causing you, Sagittarius, to sort of hold back? Bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Swords. So what's causing you to hold back? You're afraid to act. There's a sense of impulsiveness here with the Knight of Swords that you're almost afraid that if you do it, things are going to go badly. If you take this jump, if you take this leap, disaster. The Knight of Swords moves fast and it's great, but sometimes that motherfucker just drives himself off the edge of a cliff. But Sagittarius, these are fears, right? With the Eight of Swords, we're talking about fears. We're talking about things that aren't really grounded in reality. Things that you're convincing yourself of as a justification to not make the moves you have to make, as a justification to not do the hard things. So what are these hard things, Sagittarius? I feel like for a lot of you, it's going to be moving on from something. A lot of you need to be looking at changing jobs because the universe is telling you that promotion is not going to happen. You're not going to get the position you want. You're not going to find the fulfillment you want. Some of y'all need to move the fuck on from a relationship because it's been long enough that you've been telling yourself that things are going to change. But no matter what, Sagittarius, the energy here is of movement. Sagittarius, looking at our past here, we have the Dark Moon, we have the Six of Pentacles, and we have Justice. First of all, being really internal, I think, looking within a lot, trying to sort things out, overthinking, I think, with this Dark Moon. Being in a place where you weren't sure. This is like, with these cards falling next to each other, it's like second guessing yourself too much. It's like feeling like you need to know the outcome before you take a step. Justice is telling you guys, it's not even time, it's like past time. Justice is telling us, I think, in the past that you guys have been on a course that is not going to work out successfully. Justice is telling you it's time to cut some shit out. Justice is telling you that you're a little bit on the wrong path. And what are you on the wrong path of? Whatever situation in your life, Sagittarius, does not feel like an equitable give and take. Six of Pentacles is about balance. It's about sort of what are you getting for what you're giving. These cards are telling you, Sagittarius, you're not getting enough for what you've been giving. Well, let's keep in mind this is the past, right? So we're moving on from these things. Sagittarius, I think that there's some things that have been treating you unfairly. I think that people in your life, people in your environment have not, again, been giving you what you deserve and giving you what you've been giving them. There's a real strong sense here, guys, of a give and take that's not working out in your favor. Be optimistic, Sagittarius, but don't be naive. Red flags are there to be listened to. If you don't trust your own mind right now, Sagittarius, if you don't trust your own intuition, what are the signals you're telling yourself? Think about that. What are you reinforcing mentally when you don't act on what you know you need to act on? That you're not as smart as you think, that your intuition is not to be trusted, that you make stupid choices and stupid mistakes, but that your consciousness, that your own ability of discernment is not trustworthy. And here with Justice is asking you, Sagittarius, to just trust yourself. Trust that you know what you need. Trust that you know what your path is. Trust that you know what's fair. Trust that you know what you've put enough energy into to know by now that you're not going to get it back. Because the world, the universe wants you to move. It's in your nature, Sagittarius, to move. You have all this energy right now to move. The good thing here, though, is I think that in the material world, though, you're kind of okay. Your money is kind of doing okay. You know, you're feeling generally kind of stable. You, individually, stable. Your relationships, your dynamics, are a different story. Sagittarius, in our turning point here, we have the Page of Wands. I want to talk about movement. I Want to talk about trying. Remember how I saw the Knight of Swords and I said that's kind of making me feel like you're not willing to take the first steps because you're afraid of driving yourself off a cliff? Sagittarius, the Page of Wands doesn't give a fuck. The Page of Wands says, so what? I fell off the cliff and? Like, bitch, you never fell off a cliff before? Everyone falls off a cliff sometimes. Unless you're not trying. The Page of Wands says, I'm just going to do it. The Page of Wands is like you sort of at your best, where you just have this sense of childlike adventure and optimism, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do it and I'm going to make things happen, and I'm free. I'm not weighed down by my mind. I'm not weighed down by fear of consequences. I'm not weighed down by second guessing. So, the Page of Wands is asking you guys to not be naive. The Page of Wands is asking you guys to trust yourself. Like when you're a child and you just do things. This is so far a fire sign commonality this month, is a need to be a little more impulsive. A need to act on what your mind, what your spirit, what your heart is telling you need to do. Yes! Sagittarius. Okay, so now we have the third 8 in this reading, but look at that one. 8 of Cups. So, October, guys, is going to be a month where you just let shit go. October is a month, guys, now we have the 9 of Pentacles as well, where you stand on your own 2 feet, where you're not afraid. The 9 of Pentacles tells me you're not going to be afraid going forward. The 9 of Pentacles tells me that you trust yourself now. And that going forward, guys, you're going to do the things that are right for your best interest. These cards are telling me that you are going to now, in October, start acting in your best interest a little more. Start doing the things that validate your sense of self-worth that you've been feeling. Guys, it's not enough to just feel a certain way. You have to act on it. You have to do stuff. The 9 of Pentacles brings that sense of worth into the material world, where we start to look around and we see the great work we're doing. We're seeing the value that we have for our lives is evident in our life. And the relationships we have, in the jobs we have, and how we treat ourselves, and our belongings, and our money, and our health. It's time to show up, Sagittarius. It's time to show up in the world for yourself. It's time to stop fussing over things that are not going to change. The 8 of Cups says drop it. The 8 of Cups says stop trying to make things perfect. Perfection, Sagittarius, is the enemy of progress. Let's not make perfection the enemy of progress. Let's be okay with certain things failing. Let's be okay with investing time into things that ultimately we realize are not worth it. The worst thing you can do is have that moment of recognition that something you put your energy into is not worth it, and then still stay there and try to tell yourself it's going to change, tell yourself it's going to be different. Ace of Swords, guys, rounding out the end of the month, so we're moving into a place of truth. I love to see this for you guys because I was a little worried in the beginning. This is you guys taking responsibility for your choices. This is you guys living in your truth. This is you guys knowing your worth, knowing what you have to offer, and becoming light again. Becoming fast moving, becoming free. We're having all these heavy 8 swords and we're dropping it. And now we're going back to square one. Which is okay. Because Sagittarius, we're never truly starting over, right? We're not like erasing everything that happened. We have these experiences. We have these foundations that we've built. So by letting go of this, you're not starting over square one. You're actually starting from like a fresh place with fresh perspective and fresh attitudes. The work you've done on your life, the work you've done in your personal life is not for waste. Is not wasted. Bottom of the deck, Sagittarius, is the Page of Swords. So I think you guys have been resisting saying certain things. Again, that's the second time this sort of sense of communication has come up in this reading. But you guys have also been trying. And that's why I think we're leaving things behind, because you've been in a place where you've been pushing. It's like, you know, when some people don't want to leave a relationship until they feel like they've tried enough, until they've done everything they can do. They're not going to leave a job until they feel like they've tried hard and tried harder. Like you guys have been trying. And you're at a page, so we're in a page place, so it's not advancing. Nothing is moving. Trying is not working out. Trying is not changing anything. The good thing is that we do have hope. We have hope that is truthful. We have hope that is honest. We have hope that is grounded in reality and not naivete. So let's stop lying to ourselves this month, Sagittarius. Let's embrace what we know we need. Let's stop compromising ourselves for others. Look at the difference here, right? Where you're giving a lot of yourself and you're giving and someone else is taking. And now you're just like, nah, bitch, this is mine. This energy is mine. This beautiful, dazzling spirit is mine. And you fucked that up, oh well, you did it to yourself. You didn't give me the validation I needed. I worked hard and you didn't tell me how great I am. You didn't promote me. You didn't give me a raise. Peace, bitch. Look, deuces. Two of Swords, deuces. So the outcome here, Sagittarius, for the month is the Two of Swords, which on the one hand, often I feel as a place of not movement, right? Because we sort of have this blindfold on, we're sort of thinking a lot, we're sort of kind of contemplating what we need to do. But to me right now, this Two of Swords feels like you're making the choice to actually move forward. Like you are thinking about things in a forward-moving way, as in not how do I just spend time reflecting and marinating and telling myself things are going to be better when they're not, but like, what are my plans now? What is the way forward? Sagittarius, lots of, and you see movement, right? We went from the Ace of Swords to the Two. So October, going to November, is a month where we move again. Don't waste this astrological energy that we have right now, guys. Don't waste it. Like, being here. I know it's not easy, and I'm not saying that you guys should come out of this reading like cutting things off and like, but you have to start. We have to start the process of movement. We have to start considering where we go from here. We have to start making plans, not just thinking, but making plans. Making budgets, like looking for other jobs if you need to, like figuring out your living situation. Like right now, Sagittarius, we're making plans for the future. So let's pull one oracle card here to see one last little bit of advice from spirit, from a higher self, from a spirit guides. Gentleness. Sagittarius, what I see here with this card is a profound caring for self. What I see for this card is self-nurturing. What I see in this card is recognizing your limits, recognizing your vulnerability, recognizing that you need a little softness for yourself, recognizing that you're not invulnerable, and being gentle with yourself and care. Like I said, in the core, we have these diamonds and these jewels and this beautiful core within you. It's caring for those things and seeing them as valuable and putting yourself first. Sagittarius, in October, again, like I said, we're not going to be able to make all the things happen right now, but what happens when you start putting yourself first? What happens when you start acknowledging the truth? We let go of the bullshit and we start making moves. Sagittarius, I love you so much. Have a fantastic month. I'll talk to you guys soon.